Hello, friends. That's the wrong screen. There we go. Hello, friends. Welcome to Paint of Heart. I just got I'm here without beloved Colton today. He could not make it to today's stream, but I still had some painting I wanted to do. So we're gonna go it with one less of our merry band. I hope everybody's doing well today. I know some people were bringing a few things with them, and yeah, we have an intro now. I'm so excited. I had forgotten I hadn't run that intro yet. And a new sort of more streamlined layout. I hope everybody's doing good today with some crafts or just something that relaxes you. It occurs to me that my music's probably a little loud. Oh, thank you, everybody. That's so nice. I really do have to get the chat in our stream, but I haven't done it yet. But I'll try to be as communicative as possible for today. So the plan today is to do a little bit of mini painting. I do D&D mostly. I know that my buddy Colton does a lot of Warhammer stuff. And we usually just chat a little bit. I apologize. I'll do my best to be chatty today. I do realize now that I need to put my footstool up instead of a garbage can right where my feet go, so then I can relax. And anybody who was here during our tech rehearsal episode knows that I need to put a tarp underneath me because I got bright red, what's called slaughter red paint on my white carpet, or my off-white carpet. Not my choice of carpet color. It's all good though. Mouse got cat cuddles before this, so she's doing great. Wonderful. Speaking of cat cuddles, we have some adorable new announcement things for when people subscribe and such. So we have some cats that show up when you donate, some art cats and some fun things. I don't know if I did all cats. I might have done. Yeah, there, did a kitty cat. Anyway, found a lot of art cats. You know what? Starless blankets is totally valid. So let's talk a little bit about what I'm painting today. I'll probably end up having to do this little bit of an intro every time just so people kind of know what I'm working with, because I like sharing what I've been doing. So what I do typically in my minis is I actually have a few that are in different phases of prep. So what I typically do is I do a method called slap chop, which is a Warhammer inspired method. The idea being when you have a ton of miniatures, lots of minions or soldiers or things that are all kind of the same and you have to do a bunch of them at once. This is a really nice method of, yes, Fushin. Really nice method of decorating or painting them quickly, but still getting a lot of good detail. So here's what I end up doing. So I prime my minis in black, usually just a matte black spray paint. Let them all dry out. And then I take a dry brush in a light gray or a dark gray potentially, and I brush over them. What ends up happening is you go over the details and it does a beautiful job of capturing all of the higher level stuff. This one I probably could have done a little better, but that's okay. And it captures all the highlights, all the upper parts of the design, while also not taking a bunch of white to the lowlights, the deeper portions of the piece. So all you really have to do is design it or paint it in such a way that allows you to capture all of that. And so what I do is I use what are called speed paints. Speed paints have little, they're super hyper pigmented. They're more liquid than paint texture. They're like kind of oily. And you can't really see, but you kind of can, that there's these little balls inside. There's 2 ball bearings. So when you shake it, it kicks up, there you can hear it. It kicks up all the paint and does a nice job of mixing it. So what's really cool about these paints is that because they're hyperpigmented and they're kind of liquidy, they dry really fast, hence speed paint. So this is Kingston. Kingston is a parrot person. He's my NPC for my Carnival Cruise pirate. He is a parrot. For my pirate D&D game. He's one of our major NPCs. And so what I did with Kingston, and it looks like I still have to do a little bit of cleanup. He needs some gold on his cuffs here. But if you look at the wood grain or the back of his coat or even his face here, you get a lot of texture or a lot of depth to the paint job when you're doing things in slap chop style. So that's what I do. It makes painting a hell of a lot faster. You don't have to worry so much about detailing because your details have already been captured. So, we're doing a couple of fun things today. First things first, we are doing a... if anyone's played Dark Souls, I saw a couple people with Appraise the Sun. There is a character in the first Dark Souls game that is very sort of beloved by fans. His name is Solaire of Astora, and he is just kind of like the nicest person you will ever meet in a terrible, terrible place. But what's fun about Solaire is that, well, everything's fun about Solaire. He's beautiful. But he's a very sweet man, maybe a little misguided, maybe driven a little bit to mania and obsession. But, you know, when it comes to Dark Souls, that's pretty good, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap to the other source so you guys can see a picture of what Solaire looks like. So this is what Solaire looks like. Solaire has a... in his case, he doesn't have like a great ending to his story, but nobody in Dark Souls does. So Solaire is just a classic, very memed character. But here's the thing. I have a little guy that looks like Solaire, and he's a very old figurine. He's actually one of my partners. When he was a kid, he had these, and I'm going to repaint them because they were a little rough around the edges. You know, they're just a little bit of enamel slapped on them, and I want to make them a little more detailed. Ink splotch. Anyway, so this is our little figure that's going to turn into Solaire. He's got a beautiful little sun on his armor piece, and he's got a fun sun on his shield. So what I'm going to do is I have pulled up that picture of Solaire and a couple of other reference pieces, and I'm going to see if I can do some fun work with Solaire. Oh, in fact, I actually have a piece, a little bit of inspiration here with Solaire and his shield. Right there. So that's the design I'm going to be using as inspiration. So let's talk color. Let's try to figure out what colors we're going to do. So here's what we got. Solaire has a very distinct bright red around the edges of the sun. And I'm going to do a little bit of cheating when it comes to that particular aspect of his work. So what I have are these micro Sharpies. And this was a little trick that was taught to me about getting pupils on pictures, or getting pupils on minis. When you are... I'm trying to find a piece of scrap paper that I can use. That'll do. So I'm just checking the color here to see if it's going to work or if it's too pink. That's a little too pink. What about this burgundy color? So I only have a few. I grabbed these jewel tones. I grabbed some jewel tones so that the idea is you draw a little bit of white in the iris of the mini that you're doing, and these micro, ultra fine point markers, you just put one dot, and there's your color that's visible enough to the human eye, but it gives you a little bit more, less likely to get googly eyes, which is cool. So what it looks like I'm going to end up doing is taking a little bit of regular red paint to do the detail of his red, the rays of his sun. But let's do a little bit of inspiration from this piece. So his armor isn't exactly like Solaire's, but it's enough that I can take some reference and play around with it. So the big things for him are he's got... He's even got a feather. I'm so excited. It almost feels like the person who designed Solaire had this old-timey mini. It's just really what it happened. All right, Hope, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great night. Hope you have a nice restful evening. All right, so we've got Solaire has a red feather on his helmet up at the top. It looks like he has green grassy pauldrons, and I'm going to translate that into his cape on this mini. He has metal-ish boots. Looks like he has like some metal on his boots with some wood or some leather on the back, which is similar to what we've got here. And then mostly chainmail, a little off-white, and I've got some off-white that I can use, something called pallid bone, which is kind of a tan color, so we can mess around with that. So we need red. He's got bright yellow on the sun, which I have zealot yellow, which I'll do as a base coat, and then maybe take a little bit of regular yellow paint and just kind of dot in the front. And then silver, which I have a ton of. We'll start with I have a holy white, which is kind of weird. It doesn't actually fully become white on the final paint job, because obviously you're painting on a black thing. It's got kind of a weird grayishness to it, so I think I need to really shake this one. I wish I had like one of those Mouse, send me a test tube shaker. You work in chem. I need one of those things that just like vibrates. It's like a centrifuge. I need a centrifuge for these things sometimes. But luckily I grabbed my paper towel, so I should be okay. They need a little bit of shaken up so that they can get ready to go fully. They have some dark qualities to them, and that's the other reason why they have lots of ball bearings inside the bottle. You can actually buy extra ones if you need to. Now, I think I would break the container if I tried to do that, but I appreciate the offer. So we've got yellow, whites, reds, and I need a nice bright foresty green, which is the first time I'm going to use orc skin. Orc skin is a so these speed paints are by the Army Painter. They're a war paint company. Unless you smack the machine, it keeps shaking. That feels on par for my life. That's fine. All right, so let's start working on Solaire. Okay. So I'm going to say, for the purposes of what's easier to do, we're going to start light and make our way to darker colors so that I don't completely mess up the paint job on this guy. Let's see what we got. So, has anyone else has had this problem where paintbrushes like just split on the brush? They like split in half. It's so frustrating. I really like this paintbrush too, and it just splits into two pieces. I bought these Dugato paints. They're paintbrushes. They've got fun angles on them sometimes. This is too big. I need a little one, please. Let's hope because of my really terrible habit of using my mouth to sharpen the tip on the point, let's hope I don't find one that has a tremendous amount of paint already on it and I forgot to clean it or something. All right. So, what we've got for spreading paint is an old top for those little balanced breakfast or like little snack things, or like the grown-up Lunchables. But we're gonna see what we got here. It's a little too gray. What happens? Maybe I have to keep shaking. I'm trying to get. I do have silver very close at hand. My favorite silver that I have, ironically called Golden brand, but iridescent silver. It's a really nice silver. Metallics are something that I have decided that I cannot. Oh yeah, if you find it, Mouse, that'd be amazing if you could find a way to at least keep them from doing that. That would be great. Keep the paintbrushes from splitting like that. But let's see if I can get this white to be a slightly better color, because apparently it requires a lot of shaking. Apologies for the shaking noise. I'll try to keep away from the microphone. But so that looks terrible. I'm gonna do that over here. So you see, I'm shaking the paint thing. All right, we're gonna see if we can do it. A little gray. Let's do the pallid bone and see what the pallid bone looks like. Maybe we'll start with his outfit first. Okay. So, we're going to start with pallid bone. And this is going to be to kind of rat up his tunic that he has. That's pretty good. All right, let's see if I can get this camera to focus better. And more importantly, let's do some... See if I can get to some YouTube music so that we can do something relaxing. I want... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna close this music. You've served us well, but you sometimes get a little too intense. Okay. And I'm gonna change the input. There we go. Just gonna be a little bit more chill music. And then I'm going to change the focus on this so that we can try to get this as sharp as possible. Okay, now I just gotta remember to keep my paint exactly here. I do have some little elbow rests so that I can do this right here. Alright, so... And you just basically, you just fill in everywhere you want the color to be. And obviously, if you aren't careful with a dark color, you're gonna over paint and your light colors won't appear at all because they will be, surprise, surprise, not dark enough to show. Alright, so that's a pretty good color actually. It's a little off-white. Looks a little greenish yellow when I first paint it, but it's looking okay. And I'm just gonna take some of the excess. Make sure I'm getting into all the little crevices. It's okay if I get a little on the edges of the sun because it is gonna probably, the edges of the sun are gonna get overlaid with red, like a legit red. I'm basically using this little pouch he's got over here as a paint pot because I put too much in there. But a pretty good start. I'm gonna, oh, I have the perfect thing for this actually. All right, so you got this little bit of off-white there. I'll probably do a tiny bit of highlighting on white. Give me 1 second to find a thing I have. It's a Q-tip. That's very, very fine. And it will let me touch up a piece. And all those are good tips. I got a bunch of random things in here to help me. I have some more paintbrushes. Oh, found a few. I end up collecting all these little paint pieces as I, Goodwill shop and all sorts of stuff like that. Sorry. So these little guys, these little Q-tippy things. Oh yeah, no, trust me. Craft room organized? Never. And by the time I got back with my little Q-tip, most of it was already dry. Which really goes to show you how impressive these paints are. So we're gonna go with get a gross little paintbrush. And then we've got just a little bit of Crusader skin, which is delightful. I'm slowly organizing my stuff. It's taking a little while, but not quite there yet. Probably, again, I'm probably going to have to go over this with a little bit of white. All right, what's the next color up? Next color up is going to be the yellow, so the actual yellow. And my goal tonight is to do 2 pieces. It's typically what I end up trying to do. Once I get Solaire, if Solaire has to dry for some reason, we will update, or we'll take a break from him and we'll start working on a tiefling boy. Boy person, not sure yet. Now the yellow, the Zealot yellow is really intense, which is kind of cool. Really looks orange when you get all up in it. Again, I'm probably going to highlight it a little bit with some legit, maybe some gold, actually. That seems like that'd be a nice addition to this. And it also seems like the edges are gold on this circular shield, so we're going to take that as inspiration. And we're going to do the edges here in yellow. And then probably mess around with gold in the future. Not just yet. Okay. Okay. So just a little bit of yellow along the edge. It's not perfect, but we take the Bob Ross opinion about work and mistake. Happy little accident. You just move forward. I'm not getting paid to do this particular piece, so not that hung up about it. Oh. Okay. We got our little yellow popped out. Slowly clean up my brush. That's the other thing that's nice about going from light to dark is I can use the same brush as long as I'm cleaning it up. All right, so next we're gonna go, we're gonna do green. So he's got, like I said, this sort of grassy green little pauldron that he's doing. So we're gonna mess around with orc skin. And what's nice is this is a nice big swath of the mini, so it's okay to go a little less careful. Just go over his piece, and I'm going to dab off a little bit so that it stays relatively translucent as far as I want to show all of the detail that the slap chop prep did. So yeah, just painting over, and you can see already that there's some decent highlights and lowlights going on with the paint. So yeah, the speed paint is hyper pigmented. It puts color on fast, it dries fast, and it is literally designed for it to be easier for you to paint quickly. Not really meant for detail. Well, okay, I don't really care what it's meant for. It's pitched as something you can use when you're in a hurry, or Colton, bless his heart, painting Warhammer minis. Where it's like, here, you just need 30 of these identical creatures or soldiers or whatever. I am too neurodivergent for that. Neurodivergence can mean you have time or attention span to do that. I don't have the attention span to do that. I need something a bit more novel. It's actually a little hard for me to maintain hobbies long term. Which, it's been a little while since I've actually painted. Which is one of the reasons I did this stream. Because I decided I wanted there to be a motivation for me to actually work on stuff. And if I put it on the internet, that's not true. If I, you know, did it with a friend, Colton was a big motivator. We haven't hung out that much, and I always found him delightful. So I was glad we figured out a way to spend some time with each other, enjoy each other's company, while also engaging in something we had in common. We have a bit detail work here with the So I have a question for the chat, if you guys want to participate in a little chat. Do you have any things you like to watch or listen to while you're sort of passing the time? If we weren't here chatting with each other right now, what do you think you would be doing to pass the time? I have some hobbies that prevent me from being able to do other things. So like I can't do audio and video editing when I am I can't do other things when I'm audio or video editing because it takes my ears and my eyeballs. So I can't do anything extra when I'm doing that, which sometimes makes it hard to commit to doing it. If anybody feels me on that one. Wanting to get stuff done in audio and video editing, but not quite having the motivation to do so, because you gotta kind of put everything down in order to do it, which is a challenge. I'm gonna take an opportunity. Ooh, so if anybody needs it, I'm gonna put a little reminder, since I'm doing it right now, reminder to check your posture, because oh my gosh, my back. And you can do those with channel points. If you've been watching the streams for a while, any of our streams, you have points that you can throw around, which is cool. We've got hydration checks, which I'm being very careful this time. My drinking water is separate from my my paintbrush water. Curled up in bed, check. Very good. Very good. Gab Smolders playing Stardew. Okay. I do not know Gab Smolders. Podcast, or I assume you mean Nerdsmith VOD? Or a crit roll? I'm wearing my Slayer's Cake apron because I haven't worn it in a while, and I'm tired of getting things stuck to my my silly clothing. Yes, Mouse, you do have 84k. I am still proposing trying to get some activity for using those points, specifically like goals that the whole stream viewership can participate and try to work together to pay it out. So like if we reach X number, we'll do something cool. More of a long-term goal kind of thing. Like if we hit 1 million channel points, we'll do, I don't know, something. I'm not gonna promise anything off the cuff because I don't know what people are willing to do. A little paint thing here. Pick up any leftovers because I need to go over it with a different. We've got a darker brown called dark wood, and I'm gonna try to mix silver with some water so I don't completely cover the texture. And I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to see. We'll find out. We'll find out together. Oh yeah, that's a better brown. Okay. And so I'll go over belt. And this strap with the back of the shield. Gotta be really careful when you're painting behind someone's arm, because you never know. You're gonna get splatter all over a part you didn't mean to. Like there's green, there's more cape that I missed. Got little straps, which I think I need to go over differently. Okay. Let me go back to the green real quick. I need to finish this little spot on the cape behind his arm. Come on, paintbrush. Don't put green somewhere I don't want you to put green. Nerds with dice, yeah. That's delightful. Alright, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna... oh, that's right, I wanted to do brown on the inside of his collar. Because that's what that seems like. A little bit of brown under the collar. Okay. Alright. And then... alright. Now, let's give that silver a go. So, we got my beautiful, beautiful silver, which is expensive. I don't skimp on metallics because they can look like garbage if you don't get an expensive enough bottle. Case in point, I probably need to get some more soon. So, let's get a different brand brush for this because I'm okay with it being a little more broad stroke. I got a lot to cover. So we got some water and a little bit of the silver, a lot more water. I just want a little sheen, and then we'll probably go over it with a color at some point, but at the moment, don't quite want to risk it. Well, that's doing all right. A little bit. Just gonna brush it down. Okay. A little bit of silver, a little bit of water. Seems like that's doing pretty good. Kinda goes over, but we want to make sure, at least with the water, that it doesn't fill in all of the little crevices. Because as long as it doesn't do that, I can go back over with a speed paint to add a little bit more texture. So I'm just kind of going through here, giving the silver with water, wiping it down a little bit so that I don't transfer a ton of it onto the piece. Oh, yeah, but it's picking up in the little crevices, which is great. And the water is slightly drying, so I need to add some more water. Make sure it stays I don't know, diluted, I guess is the word. Yeah. Okay. More silver and water. Let's foot back here. Okay. And what's nice is I haven't committed to anything when it comes to the color of the base. So he can just chill for a little while. And with the silver, again, I can go over with other colors. You can always go over with a darker color. You can't really go back over with a lighter color unless you want to reprime. So, yeah, see, some of the silver leaked in. But the idea here is, I am not in the camera. I apologize. So the idea here is just to get the initial paint. Might do a little bit more of, I guess that's like it's like the pallid color. So let's rinse the silver out, down, and then there's that other color. Oh, there's the other brush. I said color when I meant paintbrush. Okay. Which means I want to go back to, let's try the white. See what happens with the white. I've been shaking it a lot, but it's still coming out a little gray. But I don't know what'll happen. Gonna paint over the shield. Yeah, it's not really doing much of anything. I think it needs to be incredibly shaken. Otherwise, it's just a gray. Yeah. So, I'm going to take my Q-tip of undo and try to pick up as much of this as I can. Like, excuse me, sir. No, thank you. No, thank you. I disagree. Okay, let's try a different shade. Let's try the pallid bone again. Pallid bone. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah. Picking up a lot of the yellow. The other colors, but it's okay. Just needs to be a little. I should add that whole thing. Okay. Let's see if extract from that yellow, but it's like yellow's just kind of taken on. See if minimize that a little bit on the face. Alright, well, not the worst thing. Not the worst. Okay. Yeah, I still gotta do a little bit over on it. So I have a bunch of this white, which I lost the cap to. Fun. That I need to poke a hole in this white. Use a different white. I have a collection of different white and black because I just collect it. All right, we're gonna do the same thing we did with the silver. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of water. I'm just gonna see if I can dry it out just a little. Because all I want to do is just get a little bit up in. Minimize this really deep shadow because it doesn't quite fit with what I'm doing, which is kind of painted over messy shield. It's kind of the beautiful thing about Solaire as a character is that he can have sort of a messy look to him. He's literally like a hedge knight. He's got grass on his shoulders. Mouse. I have an NPC I can give it to for fun. I have a Tabaxi creation bard. Uses her tail as her paintbrush, so she has a big fluffy tail. I love that. That's so cute. Yep. Can pretty easily go over the silver with this pallid bone color. Okay. And again, let me grab a little mini micro Q-tip. Pretty sure I got these at a Goodwill or something, or they came in a box with some other crafting material. And then I found a really good use for them. Alright. So, next thing we're going to do is his beautiful plumage. We're going to do it in this blood red. Hey, hello. Welcome, annoyed and confused. Hope you're doing well this evening. We're just having a chill stream where I'm making a little Solaire of Astora from Dark Souls 1. Had this little knight guy and realized he had several design choices that were pretty much spot on for a Solaire. So I'm doing Solaire. And because I chose to do Solaire, it means this particular piece is going to be very detail heavy. So we'll see. And here I am being very stupid and choosing to use the speed paint on this detail that I said I wasn't going to. But when I'm left unsupervised, sometimes I make dumb decisions, even on camera. But because I haven't fucked up yet, she says as she fucked up, it seemed like a safe idea at the time. We'll see. My eyesight is failing sometimes. And if I talk quieter, it's like I'm being more careful. Okay. And let's see if I can get away with it. This seems like a terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it. Look at me, suffering for my art and for your amusement. If you would like to tip me for my efforts, you can find a tip button at the bottom of the stream. The more you tip, the more reckless I will be. That actually didn't turn out too bad. Look at that. Look at that cute little guy. This cute little Solaire. He's so sweet. And we're going to destroy his silver. He's going to be like a rusted silver. So we're going to take that medium brown hardened leather. And I'm going to very gently go over his metal. See if we can mess with the color of his metal just a tad. Because he's got some rust to him. Okay. And then we just dab. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so we just coat over him a little bit. And then we dab him with the paper towel. And then we end up with a little bit of a rusted look to him. I love it. I love it. I love it. He looks a little past his prime. Which is exactly what we want for Solaire. He's a bit foolhardy, and he's a zealot by the very definition of it. He praises the sun and thinks that he will have great fortune because of it. So, okay. Alright. And then it seems to me that it makes the most sense to go over the base with a dark gray. No, mouse is officially not allowed. No, if you would like to give to the channel, you're welcome to, mouse, but please only, and this is a statement to everybody, when I say these things, I say it in the way that Markiplier does. You know, give what you can. Don't be crazy. Just, actually, you know what? Not even Markiplier. TV Skyen. If anybody hasn't watched TV Skyen, and it's very appropriate that I talk to him right now as we're talking about Dark Souls and Soulsborne games, please make decisions based on what you can give. What you can is not necessarily what you want to give. Rather, what you want to give is not necessarily what you can give. So be generous but gentle on your own pocketbooks. Everyone's having a time right now. And just be kind to yourself. And I'm turning more and more into Bob Ross as we talk. Annoyed and confused. Yes. So TB Skyen has inspired me to be very conscientious with the way that I promote our network. So when you hear me talk about donating or helping us with our stream, it always comes with the addendum, you know, donate with your conscience and donate with your brain. Be careful. Be good to yourself. Don't assume, as I understand some people, money is their love language. And I get it. It's totally nice. As long as you're doing it safely and in a way that is sustainable for you, then I support you. But I really want you all to take care of yourselves. You know, pay your bills. Don't buy that extra set of dice unless you can pay your bills. That's my thing. Good. I'm very glad that you take care of yourself before you do that, because I'm far more interested in the people that watch our streams and my friends. I'm far more interested that you are in good care and safe and supported. I very much want you to have stability in your life. Though, you know, if giving gives you the serotonin you sometimes crave, I also don't feel like I can take that away from you either. I'm not your mom. But I do hope that you all do what I say every stream, which is, you know, be safe, make good choices. As best you can, anyway. Finding it easier to talk, but I hope I'm making any sort of sense. If I start, like, devolving into, like, complete non sequiturs and I stop making any sense, somebody, like, text me if you have my phone number. Be like, hey, calm the fuck down. Or take a breath. Yeah, Mouse, your baby girl, Tink, she needs all those snacks and food and toys. Hi, Tessa. Love you so much. So happy to have you back amongst the living. Alright. So, that white again. Try to be very gentle. You should come on sometime, Tessa. Share what you're working on. Do some Stitch with us. For Baby and a Tiny Dragon, yeah. Oh, we have a Goonies reunion happening in the chat. Love. I love it. I love everything about it. Well, we're here on Tuesday nights. I'm sure Colton would love to have you too. Just spending time. If there's anything anybody wants me to talk about, I can try to wax poetic about something. Besides financial responsibility, which is fucking joke coming from me. It's very much a do as I say, not as I do sort of thing. I'm trying, but I have this sad little thing called ADHD and impulsive spending. So I just bought some dice, even though I just said, don't buy extra dice you don't need. And I know for a fact that Tessa's gonna go, dice you don't need? What's that? That sounds fake. Like, I understand. I understand where she's coming from. It's a very silly thing to be like, I don't understand that statement. Did my words turn into static and my nose start bleeding? Is that what happened, Tessa? 70-pound dog is determined she's a lap dog. Oh, baby. Give her extra scritches for me. Alright. I am making slightly ill-advised decisions right now because I'm over dabbing my piece. But I'm trying to use the white to go back over some spots that I need to reapply color to, because I want to be able to fill it in with some lighter shades. Like the tunic maybe needed a bit more white over it before I went over it in color, because it's a little too dark to be sort of passable with what it was. So, all right. Well, we're gonna leave that for now, and then I'll go back over it a little bit. But for now, we have our little sun paladin, our little sun knight. I think the only thing I'm missing is just a dab more of the blood red. Oh, there it is. I found it. Sometimes you lose place, but when there's a bubble in the water or in the paint, that and that. And that right on the bottom. Okay. Good enough for now. That is exactly what I'm gonna do. Well, this is gonna require a little bit of extra detail. So for now, he's got some pretty solid starting paint. Because I think the last thing before we finish on Solaire for now is I'm gonna take a very fine tip pen or a paintbrush, and I'm gonna dab just a little bit of the actual gold. Actual gold on him. Just a dollop of it. I'm gonna use the little dot that shows up on the end, on the tip of the paintbrush. And I'm gonna go just over the circle. And of course, we do what we always do, which is get very quiet on the stream so that I can focus as if there's anybody else talking right now. And then back over this circle. And then I'm gonna belt a little bit of gold and a little bit of gold on the edge here. There's something I definitely wanted. Apologies for getting so quiet. I don't think it was getting picked up by the microphone. But you know, you do your go to our happy place and boot softly. Yeah, I'm trying. Alright. We're gonna call it here. So our sweet little boy Solaire, he's gonna get little dots of gold after he dries. Right now you can't see it. So, there's our Solaire for now. He's looking really fun. We're gonna call it right there for him. But of course, we're not done. We got some beefcake to work on now. Very different energy for the rest of the stream. As I thank you, Tessa. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. Going for the hydrate. Let me see. Let's see. Colton just got home. He does not currently have any painting to do, but let's see if we can pop him into the stream. Get him in here. Sources. We're gonna add voice chat. And so whenever he gets in, we'll have a Colton. We'll do Colton invite. We'll see if he joins us. Oh yeah, Beefcake Tiefling. We got a Beefling coming in. No, we're not gonna do music. No. We're gonna do. Here we go. We're gonna do that.
Hello.
Hi, Colton.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn you up real quick. All right, try now.
Okay, I'm speaking.
Yes, hello. Welcome.
Hi. Great to be here.
So happy to see you, Colton. Well, not see you, but hear you.
Yes. Hi. Sight is a thing. I don't know. Hi.
It's okay. You can come into the Twitch if you want to see what I'm working on now.
Oh yeah, I am in.
So did you see Solaire as he has kind of finished?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Looks very
So
nice.
we'll do some extra like highlights and stuff on him, but for now we've got a beautiful beefy tiefling boy to work on.
Ooh.
He's
Hi,
like
Tessa.
a warlock. He's got cool like rock hands, like. Maybe he's a bard. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
So I'm gonna do a little bit of extra work on him because he deserves his abs to be seen.
I support all abs being out. Free the abs.
Yep. Oh my god. Well, beefling is an old school term. I say old school. It's from Final Rites, my old tiefling, Southern Gothic tiefling game. We called Mercy, our monk, a beefling.
Nice.
Because she was quite beeftastic. So, this is a tiefling. He has no name. He only has abs. And the only thing I have decided about him is that he is going to have like a blue-green skin.
Ooh, I like that.
Kind of in honor of Mercy, who also had that color scheme. God, he's even got like heels. Man, he's a fucking stud.
That's iconic, honestly.
Oh, Colton.
Yes.
Fun thing for you.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. I feel like there's. Oh, it's not. Let me turn off what is potentially double music in my ear right now. Turn off cable music. Monitor off. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna turn it off on my side. Anyway, fun thing is that I have been I've been using. Have you ever seen those like lore to sleep to videos on YouTube?
I have not. Is that any similar to like Vati Vidya?
It's Ashen Hollow does them sometimes. who's like vaguely
Oh.
associated with Vati.
Yes.
So I've been listening to those trying to go to bed lately, and lately he's been doing Warhammer 40K.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Let me tell you, I love it. I have absorbed almost nothing because I've been unconscious.
Hey, don't worry. Warhammer fans have absorbed almost nothing as well.
I will say, I'm trying to remember. The last one I was listening, like tonight I'm listening to the Gene Stealers.
Ooh, yeah.
But I was just listening to there was like a religious cult that I was reading or listening to.
Was it a human
the Black
religious cult?
somethings? Like the Black Knights or something like that. Something like that.
It wasn't the Sisters of Mercy, right?
No, it was like dudes.
Okay.
Or at least not specifically women characters. You know what I can do? I can solve this, like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I could just look on my YouTube history and, like, figure out which one it is.
Was it the Blackguard?
Possibly. Let me see my history and see what the last one I listened to was. And the last one I listened to was The Dark Angels.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I was listening to. Or listening about. But yeah, the videos are by Ashen Hollow, is his videos. They're so relaxing, and he even puts like rain sounds in the background.
Oh, fun.
He's like, now we're going to talk about this random space marine. But he also starts putting together like massive playlists too. So there's like an 11-hour one that's just for Elden Ring.
Ooh.
That you can just like play and put anywhere in your sleep cycle and it'll be playing. It's nice.
That's awesome.
I'm a big fan. It's a nice thing. It's something that clearly it's like, if it's not something that I'm overtly aware of or I'm like really psyched to hear about, it's hard to do the Elden Ring ones because I just start listening to them. But
no, that's fair.
But something that I'm not familiar with, so he's doing like Destiny. I want to say he was doing the Elder Scrolls series, which I got a little too distracted by.
That I want to understand the Elder Scrolls lore so badly.
Sure. But it seems like it's so dense. It's over so many games.
I'm not sure it's an actual feasible thing. Like,
it's possible. Possible it's not.
Yeah, my brain is too full of Warhammer. Warhammer and magic.
Oh no. Let's see. Ashen Hollow. I'll put the link because I'm all down for promoting people that make good content. There's a link to his YouTube channel. He does like regulars. Oh, he does Halo, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls, Destiny, and Warhammer.
Oh yeah,
he's done a bunch of those.
I've seen these videos. They're cool. Also, I noticed you were hyping up TB Skyen earlier.
Yes, I will. You know what? We're gonna link to him too.
One of my favorite YouTubers.
Well, I've been meaning to actually start watching his live streams, like the long ones, because I could just have him on in the background and just love everything about it. I've gotten into a bad habit though. I unfortunately, quote unquote, started backing him on Patreon, and which means I get videos early, but it also means that when it goes live on YouTube, I'm like, I've already watched this, damn it.
Sure, no, I get that.
I'm not as interested in League of Legends as he is.
Oh.
Sure. But like I appreciate that I occasionally will watch a short about a League of Legends character, but I absolutely adore his Soulsborne runs. They're so good. Bloodborne just changed me. His playthrough was so good. Just like all of his suppositions, and I'm so glad he's getting back into Elden Ring.
Me too.
His last, like when he came back, it inspired. Like I'm very inspired by how Skyen chooses to comport himself with his audience, and it has really just influenced how I want to. I don't know if you were in chat earlier, but I was talking about like backing the network, and it's literally just like, yeah. Skyen. just does a really nice job of being like, I want you to not even just support us if you want to, or support us if you can. It's also like, if you don't want to support me, that's cool. But like, if you like another creator and you really want to show your support, it can mean the world to them.
Right.
To a small creator to do something like back them for $1 a month, or... And we're small creators. Let's not get it twisted.
And you know, we're happy to create.
Yeah. And it'd be freaking awesome to get, you know, regular support from people that aren't currently regularly supporting us, but I also just want to like make stuff that makes people happy and makes me happy. So if people can't pay me, that's, you know, that's what happens.
Right. Also, speaking of content creation.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will be, along with several other Star Wars content creators, watching the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Amazing. Where is that happening?
It's happening on the Dark Side Divas YouTube channel, I believe, is where the live stream
Lovely.
is going on. And I'm very excited because
now, are you pro or anti Star Wars Holiday Special? Are you hate watching right now, or are you gonna watch it because you genuinely find some joy in it?
I am going to be watching it because I'm just happy to be with my fellow content creators.
Yay! That's
the Star
delightful.
Wars Holiday Special is the one piece of Star Wars that I literally have no opinions on.
Well, people are so dramatic about it. It's like, yeah, just it's okay. It exists. It's bad, but whatever. Or it's not great, but whatever.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
listen,
so
nothing
bad.
can be truly bad if B. Arthur's in it, but
that is, I think that is a very true statement. I love her so much.
Aw, Tessa says, you make me happy all the time, Ange, and Colton always makes my Chaos Gremlin heart happy.
Thank you.
Oh, Colton, I didn't tell you, so when you only have to make one line, it can be a little stressful to make that one line. I feel like I'm doing pretty good though with his eyeball.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do one more like around the edges of it in like an orange to create more of a gradient.
Sure.
But like, he's looking pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I still need to make the base.
Great.
But unfortunately, because the water change I tried to do where I boil and then put it in cold, didn't really work, and he's still sort of bent forward. I have to put him on this base, and I'm gonna like lean him up and put some clay underneath him to try to force the final mini to be not bent over. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think. I mean, if the mini balances itself, I don't think it's necessarily terrible. That
he doesn't. Is the problem. Once I put him on this coin, he probably will be fine. But
sure.
We'll see. So
you could
I've
have him,
got
like, looking at something. If you had like a orb or something, have the beholder beholding.
Doing what his namesake is.
Yeah.
All right, so this is something that I haven't done. I haven't done yet, but the intention for pieces like this. Bye, Tessa. Have a good night. Mwah.
Bye.
The intention for pieces like this is to basically make a version of it in Hero Forge, who is one of our sponsors, in case anybody doesn't know that. Or rather, we're an affiliate of Hero Forge, let's be specific. But what I want to do is create these figures in Hero Forge to some degree, and then use Hero Forge to prepare my color plan. And that's something that I'd like the audience to maybe help me with. Anybody with a pro subscription, you can make your own paint colors and save things. But anybody who wants to submit once I have figures out, I would love feedback. I just need to know, like, people actually want to do it before I build them in Hero Forge. So anyway, I think I'm going to use Plasmatic Bolt, which is like a bluish green color.
Ooh.
And we'll see how that looks on his skin. I don't know whether I want to do anything with his hair, like make it a different color or just make it a darker version of that color. That's something I'm not quite sure about. Oh no, well, rip in chat for my insane detail Warhammer brush. The 5 whole bristles that were on it are no more. No. It's fine. It's a little dangerous though. I could use this as like a needle to poke a hole in that paint bottle that I fucked up. Okay. So let's see how. And of course I'm gonna start with the abs, because why wouldn't we?
You gotta focus on the abs.
It's the important details that really matter.
Exactly.
It looks like it might need some extra layers. What do you think this guy's deal should be? What kind of warlock should he be? He's got a staff. He's cool.
Let's see. A warlock of...
Oh my god. Mouse votes that the tiefling's name should be Abstract.
Yes, I support that.
Or Abstraction could be fun.
Could be a tiefling of oh, what's the... Let me conceptualize D&D lore.
Yeah, go.
Could be a pandemonium tiefling.
Ooh. What does that involve?
I mean, pandemonium is the lower plane of like wind and
oh no,
windy,
he's one of my my bards that like hang out in the pandemonium winds. They're like hard rockers.
I love that.
They're great. He's cousins to Hack and Slash, who are the 2 lead guitarists. It was like it's like Metalocalypse meets D&D. Or like Metalocalypse meets Tenacious D was sort of the vibe I was going for.
That's fantastic.
And they live in this tower called the Harmonica. That is basically just like this giant wind chime thing that the winds go through to make these horrible wailing sounds.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Is it a Outlands? Is it a Sigil on the Outlands thing, or is it a...
I don't know. It was just a... What, do you mean the tower idea?
Well, like... Just, like, more was that... Were those characters taking place in, like, actual Pandemonium, or was it in the Gate Town in the Outlands?
No, actual Pandemonium.
Okay.
It's what happened when a player successfully got banished by a bad guy.
Oh.
And I rolled for where they were sent. They were sent to Pandemonium.
That has to be a not great spot to be sent.
Nope. But after several hours, if not a couple of days of searching, they found some of these guys. And they were just like, hey, what's up, man? Great. Actually, I borrowed a concept from some fan art. A purple gem dragonborn named Thrashmaster Anthrax.
Oh my god.
And he was just vibing in the winds. Just... Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
And he was just this like... I think he was Scottish. He was either Scottish or I made the dwarf Scottish. This dwarf with a hurdy-gurdy.
He
had a hurdy-gurdy and kiss makeup. It was amazing. Honestly, they're some of the funnest characters I've ever made. It was just like random offshoot from a really messed up random roll.
Those are just sort of like the best.
Yeah, they really can be.
things. Actually, speaking of random rolls, can I talk about a D&D thing that I'm making for my next campaign?
Please do.
Cool. I don't know who's going to be in this campaign, so if you
Keep it simple.
if you somehow know that you're going to be in this game in the future,
I'll
stop
keep my mouth
listening.
shut.
Yeah. So it's going to be loosely based on the Waterdeep Dragon Heist
Nice.
module, which is one of my favorite modules. If you ignore the first and last chapters, it's brilliant. Just because the first chapter makes no sense. It is very contrived as to like how the party gets together, and it's very D&D. They meet in a tavern.
Sure, you get hired by somebody, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's... I don't love it, but, you know, it's fine. And then the last chapter isn't actually a heist. It's a dungeon crawl.
Okay.
Which means there's no actual dragon heist in Dragon Heist.
Fucking hilarious.
Which I don't appreciate.
But not in a good way.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I mean, it's a great dungeon. It's just not a heist. But anyway, I'm introducing this idea of like this demi-plane that has doors all throughout the city.
Neat.
That if you have a certain magical item, which are not like common, but they're around. If you know which doorways lead to the demi-plane, you can hop in and use it sort of as like a very easy or stealthy transport method.
Neat. I like it.
And I'm currently making the random table for like unassigned doors because the demi-plane looks like the inside of a sphere. So like you can see it's you know very sigil-ish. And it's a maze with the occasional... Have you ever watched The Magicians, the TV show?
I am aware of it. My partner read the book.
Okay. I was just... because there's a image in The Magicians that would be easier to like bring forward, but in this maze occasionally is like a not a park, but like it stops being a maze, like a plateau, or not a plateau. Words are hard. Anyway, and in each one, there's like a different decoration and an arch, and the arch is what you go in and out of.
Okay.
And I'm just having fun creating just the randomest, weirdest doorways that these different arches can possibly lead.
Delightful.
If the players, one, get a hold of this magic item, which, you know, they probably will because I want to show this off, and two, if they decide to just go in and discover. It's also very... It's based on I cannot say how amazing this book is. It's called Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I just got it today and I'm already like halfway through.
Nice.
And it's brilliant. It's the same author who did The Strange Case of Jonathan Norrell.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's brilliant. It's very House of Leaves.
Gotcha. So very meta, very like the book itself's a little crazy.
Actually, I should have prefaced that. The world that the character's exploring is very House of Leaves, where it's like this infinite sprawling house building.
Neat.
Which is like one of my favorite, I guess, tropes or concepts in fiction, just like massive gigastructures.
Sure.
Like the house in House of Leaves, like the oldest house in Control.
Oh yeah.
Blame, if you've ever read Blame, which is a great manga.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's brilliant. But essentially, the concept is robots were like told to build things, went haywire, and then just started to continue to build things. And
Sure.
like the gigastructure is like bigger than our solar system.
Huh.
And like there's
Understand.
a part where our main character enters a room that's bigger than Jupiter.
Huh.
And it's just like this sheer blackness, and you literally see nothing but the character. And it's so spooky.
Yeah. That is.
I love it.
It's really good. I mean, I'm going because we already talked about him potentially being a part of the this like these heavy metal like creation bards. That's why the creation bards are in Pandemonium. They've decided like that's where you can hear the song of creation.
That's brilliant.
So they're just listening to like listen, it's all the noises, man. It's like it's existence itself, dude.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind living in Pandemonium because like
It's so loud. I would need some earbuds.
Well, yeah, that's fair. If I had earbuds, I wouldn't mind because like I love wind. Like windy days are like my favorite days. I would move to Cutbank if it wasn't horribly terrible. Cutbank is has the highest wind speed record for the continental United States.
Jeez, where is it? In
Montana.
In Montana.
Yeah, it also has the continental U.S. record for the largest jump in temperature in one day.
Wow.
Where it was 10 degrees at night and 75 degrees in the day.
Jesus Christ.
And that was like in 2003, I think. Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Listen, I live within an hour of the lightning capital of the world.
Ooh, fun.
Lakeland gets a lot of fucking storms.
Oh, I love that Anonymous.
Mouse, in the campaign I run, there was a tavern stuck in a demi-plane that has never-ending hallway, and each door is something. Let's see. Each door is something that is thought of or requested by the room. Like in a session, each character recreated their childhood rooms, and it resets every time they go visit, so they can make whatever rooms they want or need at the time. It's a demi-plane of requirement. Can't store things there, but when the team needs a reset or a break, it's their favorite place to visit. That's very sweet. I just kicked all of my PCs out of their magnificent mansion via a dispel magic arrow.
Oh, that's me.
They all just went just ass over key kettle. It was great.
Want to know what's been like my favorite thing to do recently for my villains?
What?
Cast sleep.
Ooh.
On the party, because sleep does not have a saving throw.
You just have to have low enough hit points.
Yeah.
So what do? You like whittle them down and then do it, or are they low level?
I'm mean, so both.
Okay, sure.
Whenever I have a caster in my parties, they will almost always no sleep. And I don't keep track of my players' HP, so I don't know. But
we'll see.
So sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just whiffs.
Sure.
But like, if you can get one character unconscious with sleep, combat becomes so complicated. Because they're like, is someone gonna spend their action to wake them up? Then they don't get their action, and it's like, do we just go on without? I enjoy giving my players choices
Mm-hmm.
that are all bad, and you know what? It's great. It's fun.
Oh my god. I'm giving this man purple pants. He deserves a little pop of color besides his body. So I have to be careful that I don't accidentally make him look like the Hulk. Which I just now thought of.
Oh, well, I can't see what you're painting anymore. Got an ad.
So, right. Hold on. No, yeah, you gotta leave.
Oh, I had to kit bash some of my models.
Oh, yeah?
This week. Because I was looking at my list, and I realized that I needed to add bannerets and trumpeters.
For those who don't know, I only just learned recently, but can you tell the audience what a banneret is?
A banneret is a blue or a pink horror that has a banner, holding a banner.
Oh, okay, so like a color guard.
Yeah, precisely. And the trumpeters are the exact same, but holding a trumpet instead of a banner.
Nice.
And you know, the sprues that I bought have those pieces. I just didn't put them together because back in 9th edition, you could just have one unit of 30, and you only can have one banneret and one trumpeter per unit. In 10th edition now, you can only have units of 10.
That's so right. Like, that's why you're messing around with your pink and blue horror.
Yes. But I did some cutting, I did some gluing, and I'm very happy with how the kit bash turned out. I need to get some putty to fill some cracks because these pieces were not designed to be glued like this. But like this guy that I'm holding right now, I'll get a picture. I'm probably going to be painting him on the 26th. So
cool,
right? The 26th, is that?
Yeah, that'll be. Well, let me see. We do not have stream on the 26th. We were gonna because of Christmas time.
Then the Nerdsmith calendar
so the 2nd
is wrong.
Yeah, we needed to update it.
Yes. Okay, so the 2nd I'll be painting this guy, but he has 4 arms on his left side.
Delightful. Yeah, if you send it to me, I can put it up on screen. I gotta.
Yeah, let me get a picture.
Browser share.
My favorite thing about the bannerets, as I'm trying to find good lighting for the picture, is just how ridiculously the banners are compared to the model. Because, like, the banner is at least 3 times as tall as the horror.
I love it.
Oh, it wasn't in focus. Hold on. Let me take another.
So what was that SP word that you used? Sprues? Was that the word?
Yes.
I know what they are. I've watched a few crafters making cool things out of so sprues are having plastic connectors to pieces that you then take off and assemble.
Yeah, the sprue is the plastic that is put into the mold that holds all the pieces together in the mold.
Yeah.
Because it would be very difficult to like do that, and it's just a lot of like square.
Like when you have a 3D printer and you have to put like scaffolding, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So I follow a couple of YouTubers that make cool crafts with their leftover sprues, like furniture and like obviously like sci-fi detritus, things like that.
For one of my bigger models, I'm thinking of cutting the sprues and putting them like bricks, so it looks like he's like walking through a brick wall.
That's fun.
And like breaking through it. Also, I did send the picture.
Nice. I will. I love it. I still think my favorite is the one that you put his head on upside down, but
yeah, that's. I love how quirky you can be with these little guys because they're just so silly.
There you go. Everybody can see him now. He's very fun. Yes, those banners are way bigger than the bodies of those creatures. It's great.
And I love it, but I had to specifically glue little pieces of metal on the back of the model because they overweigh, or they're so front heavy.
Yeah.
And what's annoying is they always have to be the last ones to die in the unit, so they have to stick around as long as possible.
Delightful.
So I have to deal with them. But, I'm not bitter or anything.
A little bit. So I'm trying to do kind of. He has a very similar. This guy has a very.
I think you're still on the horror.
Yeah. So the tiefling has a very similar staff as the mind flayer. In fact, his skin is the color. I kind of swapped their color palette. But yeah. So I want to do something that's a little bit of like a gradient. So I think I'm gonna do like a darker brown on the bottom that kind of transitions up into a lighter brown. Or even just have a few of these strands be darker, make kind of a...
Oh my god, that's so cute, Mouse. That's so adorable.
Oh, let's see. We'll put it up. I've made it much easier to share things now. What we got? Arts and crafting. Aww. Okay, let me get him up. So this is Mouse's little wolf. There we go. Look how cute that is. That's so cute. Very sweet. Thank you for sharing that, Mouse.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright. So... what does he have on him? He looks like he has some, like, chains or some shit. Hard to kind of read him a little bit. It's just really elaborate belts, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be belts.
Maybe they're, like, holding something. It's hard to tell.
Is it just like a fanny pack?
I like that.
Yeah.
A little bit about. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna color the spots that like definitely seem to be belt, and then maybe we can parse what the other stuff is or what it can be.
Perfect.
So have you been up to anything fun this week, Bolton?
Recovering from finals.
Oof. How do you feel like you did?
I did fantastically.
Yay, that's good.
I think this is probably grade-wise my best semester I've had.
Oh, that's amazing. Congrats.
Though I did, one of my classes, which was an intro to lit class, and as you know, a 6-year super senior, it just so happened that I had missed this class in my freshman year, and
sure.
So I was never worried about the grade, right? What I did do is for the final paper, I misread the prompt.
Oh no.
And I only looked at it once and then never again.
And just immediately started doing it.
Yeah, because I knew what it was, so I didn't need to worry about it. I didn't need to look at it again. That would be silly.
Yeah. How'd that turn out for you?
It turned out well. Cause I got an email from the professor where it's like, I'm giving you an A in the class because you know what you're doing, right? I'm not worried that you don't, but it's
just so you know.
Yeah. That said, this is a direct quote from the email. That said, amazing. This Benito Cereno essay is witty and well written, but it is not, capital not, a work of scholarship.
Amazing.
I'm like, oh, I thought we just had to have a thesis, not necessarily a scholarship thesis. Because I wrote it. It was an essay about my experience with reading Melville.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a long and deep-held grudge against that man for writing Moby Dick. One in which I will never forgive.
You don't have to.
I don't intend to.
Because you never have to make peace with him.
Exactly. Right? So when I see him in hell, it's on sight.
There you go. And he'll know. He'll be like, that asshole.
Cannot wait.
I don't know what to do with this guy's, the little details. His little collar bit. I want to do a pop of color, but I feel like I'm overdoing the color if I pick something.
I think...
Should it be bone or something?
Maybe fur? a tan almost.
Okay, I've got.
Would you have the back or the inside of the coat painted, or is it? Just
it's like a dark gray. I'm gonna probably go over it one more time to get it a little darker.
I think you could just do the same dark gray.
Okay.
If you have a little nubbin of plastic, what might be neat is if you just take a little nubbin of plastic, paint it silver, and then glue it onto or red, and glue it onto the lapel as a brooch or a flower or something.
Fun. Let me see if I can see
a little pop of color.
He's got these little spiky necklace pieces. So I think maybe I'll do those in that color.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So then that'll pop. I'm just gonna go back over his coat a little bit, darken it up. Should he have silver or gold buttons? Since he's clearly a winter.
Yeah, I think silver probably. Also, I'm going to step away for 2 minutes.
No worries.
And we'll be right back.
No worries. Alright, so his name is Abstraction, and he's a warlock. He's a warlock of the Song of Creation. He thinks it's the Song of Creation, but it's just the voice of an elder god. back on camera. My biggest challenge here is keeping me on camera. I just lose my sense of my location. This is Grave Lord Grey. Or you know what? Rather, if we're gonna continue with this like weird ass like goth look, maybe he's a warlock of the final song, which is maybe the sound of pandemonium, maybe again the voice of an elder god. But more goth, where it's like it's the last drone of the universe. How like the universe is expanding and eventually places will start dying off in the distance. Welcome back. So I came up with this idea for what kind of world, like obviously as with anything with me, it's a homebrew. Well, no, actually, it doesn't even have to be a homebrew patron. But I came up with this idea that if he's gonna be part of the bard, like the creation bards, I like this idea that he's a warlock of the final song, or where he hears this voice that he thinks is like the song of creation, but it's actually just an elder god calling out through the abyss.
I love that.
Yeah. But it's the, it's the death knell of the universe that he thinks he's hearing. He's a warlock of entropy. All things must die and join the song. Or join the choir.
Sounds like a blast at parties.
Right? An eldritch blast. You're welcome.
I hit an entropy god. Oh, same mouse.
I mean, entropy gods are dicks. What are you gonna do?
He didn't do anything. He just kind of sat in his castle and chilled.
Listen, he doesn't have to do anything. Entropy is a natural order.
Yeah, exactly. He was
just
actually
hangs out and waits for everything to die.
He was actually very nice. My players were like so concerned and so worried, and he's just like, "Yeah, come on in, welcome. Hi, how you doing?"
Like, I don't have to do anything evil.
Exactly.
Entropy isn't evil. It's just a force of nature.
But like, my favorite thing about that encounter was that like, they were asking him for a sliver of his like entropic nature to so they could break the chains of a different god.
Sure.
Because like the only thing that would break the chains were like just the pure entropy of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And like to get this sliver, he like waved his hand, and they were like out on a balcony, and like 3 stars supernovaed.
Oh, that's so cool.
In the sky.
Oh, that's so cool.
At his whim. Which then like collected into this like crystallized shard of the destruction of the universe.
God, that's awesome.
Thank you. I was very proud of it.
There we go. So now he's got these little...
I love that. But yeah, that looks, the red looks really nice. It draws
nice
the
little
eyes.
Little pop color.
Are you gonna outline the abs?
He's already pretty shaded.
No, that's fair.
Like they're decently defined. Need to do a little bit more color on him. I think he's gonna have black eyes.
Like that.
Which I have a ultra thin pen to do that too. That's a little too small, I think. Nope, it's enough. Apologies for not quite getting this on camera. It's a little hard to do. Alright. I'm going to go over one more time with the plasmic bulk. Just give him a bit more boldness to his skin tone. And then I think I might call it for the night. Because as much as I want to work on the beholder or the spectator's base, I did not prepare to do that with the hot glue and stuff.
Is that what you use mainly for models?
I don't do a ton of model construction. I usually
That's
just
fair.
use super glue, but in situations where like I want to use the glue as part of the structure, yeah, I'll use hot glue.
Nice.
Because you can make nice little bumps and stuff with it. And it doesn't fuck up your skin. If you get it on you, it burns a little, but it's not like super glue. I have to use acetone to get that shit off, so.
Yeah, in my early days of model construction, I glued my finger and my thumb together.
Oh, I've done that.
And like I could not get them apart. And luckily it was on my right hand, which I'm lefty, so it wasn't too terrible, but it was 3 days before the glue actually wore off. It was
like, did you not know about nail polish remover being able to help? Or did it not help?
I'm kind of dumb. I was just like, instead of, looking up a solution to my problem,
you just went, well, like, this is my life now.
Yep.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's fine. This was like peak pandemic.
Sure.
So like, it's not like I was going out.
Sure.
And so I'm just like, yeah, great. I could make the okay sign very well.
God. Well,
actually, it wasn't very well. It was kind of like wonky. But...
Oh, I love you very much.
Thank you. Like I said, I've never claimed to be a smart person.
But you do fill the world with joy.
That is what I'm here to do. Some billion years of evolution and, optimized for silly haha jokes.
Perfect.
Oh, I was able to tell the my horse joke for almost 13 minutes tonight. That was fun.
Delightful. Wait, your horse joke?
Yes.
Did I forget this?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I've... Anyway, if I haven't told you, here's what the horse joke is. I'm not going to say it because I already said it tonight and I'm tired. Spoilers for the horse joke ahead.
Okay.
The point of the horse joke is to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And then, when you eventually, realize that your audience is about to murder you, you end it by causing something sad to happen to our main character, Horse, who's a horse, having him walk into a bar, and the bartender asks, "Why the long face?"
God damn it.
The best I've ever seen is Benjamin Wheeler on Desert Bus for Hope last year. He did it for 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
My personal record is 23. And it's my favorite joke in the world. Because the best way I've found to say it is to like put pauses every now and then, right? And then when you say, bartender asks, "Why the long face?" you just stop and don't react. And you just stare out into whoever's listening. And they're like, "Is this a pause? Is this it?" And then the dawning realization of that was what I just spent the last 15 minutes for in the audience. That is what brings me joy.
So you're an Andy Kaufman kind of comedian.
Yes, very much.
Or, you know what, to be slightly kinder and more complimentary, like a Eugene Merman.
I don't know who that is.
Gene from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, yes.
His comedy is delightful. Like his actual stand-up. I knew Eugene Merman before Bob's Burgers. It just made me so happy that he was on it.
That's a great show.
It really is. I wish Andy got into like a habit of watching like the whole thing, and I didn't, and I kind of wish I had joined him. But like, it's so good. Every time I watch it, it's perfect. It's just silly as shit. Musical. I really love Brendan Smalls in general, so like having H. John Benjamin end up in a different show with Lauren Bouchard and like still have that sensibility, it just makes me happy that that kind of comedy got some traction with people and it's been able to be around as long as it has, whereas like Home Movies was very much like the little indie show that could on Adult Swim, and Metalocalypse was always incredibly niche if you didn't have much appreciation for the virtuosity of the music. But then to have Bob's Burgers just kind of like thread the needle really beautifully is amazing. And I'm obsessed with Kristen Schaal, so
same. I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard H. John Benjamin's
jazz album? Andy did a 2.5-minute PowerPoint presentation about that album. The subject of the PowerPoint presentation was anything you want to talk about.
I love that.
And he was like, no, everyone needs to know about that album. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, H. John Benjamin made a jazz piano album. H. John Benjamin, aka Sterling Archer, aka Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers, he does not know how to play jazz piano.
He does not know how to play piano.
He does not know how to play piano. Here's the thing. He knows how to play jazz piano. He doesn't know how to play piano. So, like, you'll listen to him playing a full song, and he clearly understands that, like, oh, this is when you do the little triddly bit. But he doesn't know what the fuck, like,
how to do the
what to play. He just knows how to play it. And it's just an incredible studio album with these just unbelievably good jazz musicians, and then fucking H. John Benjamin fucking losing, like, and what's beautiful about the album is you hear it for the first time and you're like, oh my god, this is so funny. And then after a few minutes you realize, oh, this is a whole album. And it stops being funny. But then on like the third track, it starts being funny again. Like you go through this endless cosine wave.
Which, like that is my peak humor.
God, it's so good. Like the commitment to it, just it's unbelievable.
It's the commitment. Just it's like the oh god, what's his name? He was Spider Pig.
Oh, like John Mulaney?
John Mulaney. The Salt and Pepper Diner bit of John Mulaney.
Still one of the best fucking tracks from a comedy album for me.
Like that is the like platonic ideal of my humor.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that.
Where the joke isn't funny, it pisses everyone off, and it takes 40 minutes.
Dude.
No one's having a good time.
Except for you. Me. Uh-huh. Listen, you gotta amuse yourself, at least.
Exactly. After all, I don't technically believe in solipsism, I find it a funny ideology, so I figured, why not?
So my, for some reason, something that tickles my funny bone is when someone in a show or something is, performing their fucking heart out, and then the camera cuts away to the other side of the glass they're standing on. And you only hear what someone on the other side would hear. It brings me back to the episode of Home Movies called Bye Bye Greasy. And it was a Bye Bye Birdie Grease pastiche that they were doing for the school play. And the gym teacher, McGurk, is his name McGurk? Yeah. Is inside of a car, like an actual car that they drive onto the stage. And they're like, McGurk, you gotta start performing. I can't get the window down. I can't, just go, McGurk, just go. And you just hear, I'm gonna race until the day I die. And then it cuts to, the whole audience is just watching him perform his fucking heart out, and you cannot hear him.
I love that so much.
It also, the two weird twins in Bob's Burgers, the ones played by the Silverman sisters.
Yes.
They just are they ran because Perry and Walter walked in Home Movies. These two weird kids that are like weirdly obsessed with each other, probably best friends, probably closeted in some bizarre way, not in a traditional way. And then, like, in Bye Bye Greasy, one of the kids gets, like, stuck in the car, and he's just like, oh my god, Walter! I love you, Perry! I love you too, Walter! And for some reason, their voices come to my head a lot when I have to play weird NPCs. I just go, yeah, it's totally cool. Everything's awesome. It's just a dragon, that's all.
I have never actually seen Home Movies.
It is definitely, it definitely depends on the episode for me, because there are several episodes where, like, Brendan Smalls just writes a full-on musical. Amazing. And, but, like, the whole premise is Brendan, who is Brendan Smalls, literally, it's just him, as a kid, and when he used to film movies with his friends, and they would just do these, like, send-ups, not even send-ups, but, like, some of them are they take them seriously. They are making serious films. But they are just a bunch of elementary school kids. And near the end of the show, like one of the last episodes, if not the last episode, the kids, they've made hundreds of movies by this point. Like there's tapes and tapes. And the kids realize they're like, hey Brennan, at the end of all of our movie, like, what's the deal with the final line? And he's like, what do you mean? They're like, at the end of every movie, we say the same thing. I'm like, no, we don't. What are you talking about? And they start going through them, and it's like they've done like Tarantino movies. They've done like My Dinner with Andre. They've done like weird movies, and every single movie ends with it's time to pay the price. And they
Oh
never
my
explain
God.
it. And Brennan's like, am I creatively bankrupt? Like, do I just, like, he goes through this, like, 10-year-old existential crisis.
That's
And does not
amazing.
understand why all of his movies ended that way. Like, his mom is just, like, this divorcee who's hanging out like, oh, okay, Brennan, I mean, yeah, I just thought that was, like, a thing you did. It's like, no, I didn't realize it was happening every single movie. But they'll do, like, full-on, there was an amazing episode at the Ren Fair,
Sure.
and like the local Ren Fair, and there's like a heavy metal performance of like Robin Hood, and it's just they do like full songs that are these like heavy metal renditions about Robin Hood. It's great. They put so much effort into them, and it really reminds me. It really is and because H. John Benjamin plays the gym coach, or the PE coach, it really feels like that proto Bob's Burgers. I'm pretty sure Lauren Bouchard was part of the creative team in that. Which is where like all the DNA comes from.
Okay, that makes sense.
But Bob's Burgers like goes above and beyond it when it comes to like the musical numbers. They're so good and silly.
My favorite is the Thomas Edison one.
Jeez.
Where Gene and Tina are just having like the lip sync extravaganza on stage, and it's brilliant. Because it's who is actually like singing it? It's Fishoder and
Who it took me so long to realize it was Kevin Kline. I'm like, fuck. Ridiculous. So ridiculous. To just have Kevin Kline in your goddamn cast like that.
When I have a television show, I'm going to cast him. I don't care what role, but he's going to be in my television show.
You heard it here first, Kevin Kline. You keep your ass alive.
Yes.
I just saw there's a YouTuber couple. These two guys, I think they live in California, but one of them, Darcy, he is a stoner, and he does the like pop quiz for my stoner husband, and like he has ADHD and he's a stoner.
Sure.
Great combination. So like there's one video where he's just like, I just survived going to the store, going to Walmart 3 days before Christmas. Don't talk to me. And he's just like, Darcy, what did you forget? And he goes, don't. I didn't forget anything. I got everything that was on the list. And he goes, no, Darcy, what did you steal? I didn't steal anything. He looks down. He's holding a Walmart basket. Like he's walked into the house. And the comments, they're like the subtitles, like, I'm pretty sure he still hasn't returned it.
I wouldn't.
But so he's like a stand-up. They're on tour right now. But I just watched a video where he's like, Darcy, who's your ideal blunt rotation? And he goes, living or dead? And he's like, living. Dolly Parton, Martha Stewart, Miley Cyrus. And he goes, okay, what if they were dead? And he goes, the Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I just want Sophia to get greened out. And I was like, Jesus Christ. He's so funny. He's just a golden retriever of a man. He's so sweet. He's just this like big paunchy guy with glasses. And when he takes his glasses off, he's like squinting so much that they usually caption eyes not available.
Nice.
It's just delightful. But they're very, very funny. And Mouse agrees. Their videos bring me much joy. It's very much like domestic humor.
Right.
Like Darcy, he keeps plants, and his plant he's like, hold on, Charlotte's just pissing all over the floor right now.
Oh god.
And she's just marking her territory. It's just absurd. They're delightful. Alright. So Do one more pass of white on Solaire's robe. So that he's got just a little bit of pop. Come on. Actually, unfortunately, the white has started to dry on my brush, or my palette, so not quite working as cleanly as I would like. Come on. The last thing I need. Just do this one thing for me. Well, I will say this, Colton. Thank you so much for hopping in.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad you were able to make.
Me too. Yeah, no, I wasn't sure, so I figured, no.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Best ask. But I am very sleepy.
Yeah. So.
I was up till way too late.
Yeah. I feel ya. I was up late, and then I had a scheduled Zoom call with my sister, and it's like, shit, you gotta get up.
Oof.
But it was nice. I hadn't talked to her in a really long time, so it was really nice to catch up.
Fun.
All right. We're gonna call it here. He's not quite finished, but he's enough to have an after picture.
Sometimes
right.
That's all you need.
Yep. Oh, and potentially for next time, not sure actually. I bought my liquid green stuff.
Ooh.
So that I can work on filling in the troll. I do like your idea. I think I'll do that if I ever get a second troll. Make the idea of having that mechanical pieces. So I'm excited to do that at some point. Yeah. But for now, if anybody has never seen this before, liquid green stuff is literally just like a very thick paint. But it's this sort of connective clay stuff, which will help me fill in the gaps here in the sculpt, make it look a little more organic.
Next Paint of Heart, do we want to do, instead of a painting stream, do we want to do like a model construction or like?
Sure, I could do my beholders and the little troll. I can make the base and the little troll. We could do that.
Perfect, because I have.
Well, let's do that then.
I will.
Blocks
I need to build.
Yeah, you send me pictures, and we'll give me some pictures of that, and I'll get some pictures of my pieces, and we'll prep that. That would be fun.
As soon as they arrive at the game store, I will get you a picture.
Cool. So. All right, everybody. So we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna get some pictures up. We'll put them up on the. They'll be up on the YouTube after this is up tomorrow or the next day, and I'm excited. So we have Solaire of Astora, or some non-copyrighted name, which will come up again. And we said this is Abstraction, the warlock of the final song. Which I'm excited. I will be making him in Hero Forge now that he has a name and like a backstory. But yeah, Colton, thank you again for joining me. So glad to have you still. And everybody who joined us, and people, even those who had to pop out a little bit for sleep or for other, life stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today. And please feel free, if you haven't already, make an account on Hero Forge, because I'll be sharing figures for you guys to participate in planning the colors for. It should be I'd like to make that a regular thing. I'll do it too, but the idea is like if somebody brings something really cool, it's certainly going to get incorporated into the piece. And yeah, so you guys have a great rest of your night and week. We've got our penultimate episode of the Copper Pyramid this Thursday. That's at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We will have Dragon's Crown, but a very special episode this Friday. Instead of D&D, Gabby is going to be hosting D&D trivia. So please join as the players do their best to, the players who can make it, do their best, and Franz to answer Gabby's D&D questions, which should be fun. And that's also at Thursday is 6 p.m. Friday is 6:30. Apologies. But you can find us on Discord or on Twitter, because I still refuse to call it X. Or here on Twitch when we go live. You'll know when we are live with our shows. And then next week we are off until we only have a Thursday stream because the Copper Pyramid's going to have their finale. Everybody else is off for the week so that they can have a nice chill holiday weekend or holiday week with New Year's and stuff. So the 28th will be the final episode of Copper Pyramid. And if you haven't watched it yet, please check it out. There's only a few episodes. You can find that on our YouTube channel, which I thought I had a link to, but maybe I didn't. Well, you can find it down below. Or on nerdsmith.org. You can find the link there. So yeah, that's all we got for you tonight. I don't remember what the catchphrase was. There was a thing, and I don't remember. I'll have to go look at the old stream. But you all please have a great rest of your night, great week. Be safe, make good choices, and above all, do us a favor and be good to each other. We'll see you next time for crafting.
Bye all.
Bye.